Alright, what is up guys? So today is January 30th, currently 8:54, so I'm on just a little early today. It's been a good morning. So I'm going to go over the whole watch list. I've already added the stocks from the gap scanner. I'll pull the gap scanner over. This is what's gapping up currently. It could change in the next 5 minutes, but that's what we've got on the gap so far. Pull over the watch list. Now this still has all the stocks from yesterday as well, so we're going to just go through all of them, talk about what I'm seeing and what I'm going to be looking at and watching at the bell, and then I'll switch over to Sean Deckmar's commentary, and he'll go over all the news stuff and all the stocks he thinks worthy. So right now, first stock on my watch list, ATIF. Yesterday it gapped up. It popped around a little bit and then sold off the rest of the day. The daily chart is super ugly, so we're going to take that one off the list. BIMI, it had some volume in pre-market yesterday, but ended up selling off, didn't do anything, not very pretty, taking it off. CBLI, now we did trade this one a couple of days ago. It's on the gap scanner, not a lot of volume, but since it's a familiar stock from the past week that's done well and it's hitting the scanners, we're going to leave it on because people could see it and get excited about that. GNPX, it's not on the gap scanner. It does have a little pre-market volume, but not enough to get on the top like 10 list. Daily charts, super ugly. We got a doji here, almost a doji there. It's very ugly. I'm probably gonna take it off the list. If it hits the Momo scanner, we will pull it back up. HEPA, gapped up yesterday, ended up selling off. It's not very pretty. We'll take it off. Same with it. If it hits the Momo scanner, we'll know. LEE. This one gapped up massive yesterday. I think this is one I took a pen and paper trade on at the open. Yeah. Made pretty decent on it. That first trade, let me pull up my trades real quick. 475. ATIF is the one I made pretty decent. I made 1450 on ATIF at the open with my quote unquote pen and paper trade. And as you all know, the only reason I do that is because the first 2 to 3 minutes on the simulator is just useless. You can't do anything but watch, and that's super annoying because I like to be able to trade, at the bell, especially if it's something like this. It's gapping up. That first minute to 2 minutes is going to have quite a bit of momentum. Yes, it might dump and sell off immediately after that first minute spike, but you can make, $400 or $500 in that first minute easily. So that's the only reason I do it. Just try not to miss opportunity. LLIT is the next one. We did not trade it yesterday, but it's been gapping up. It's gapping up right now, but it's not. Let me pull the scanner. LLIT, yes it is. It is on the gap scanner, so it's number 4 on the scanner. So that's pretty decent. Let's see where it's at. 210, 260. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, we'll watch it for a break over these highs here, but we'll definitely leave it on the scanner. MGEN. Now, this one was like one of the top watches like 30 minutes ago or something when I first logged in, because it was still up here in like the 250s, but it has been selling off pretty hard since. So we're definitely going to watch it because it's been doing really well over the past 4 days. So we're going to watch it for sure. It's still over the high of that candle there. So, yeah, we'll keep it on watch. It's got a pretty steep downtrend. Really, for me, it just has to stay above $2. If it breaks below $2, then I'm probably not going to watch it. MYOS, this is number 2 on the gap scanner, up 30%, 6 million float. Not a crazy amount of volume. Let's see, what was the volume at the time? 212,000, so not crazy. But it's gapping up nicely. If it can stay above 180, I'll definitely be interested in it. But yeah, just needs to stay above 180, but basically above this support line here. Or, well, it used to be resistance, but it should be support if we can stay above it. Next is NNVC. Everyone knows this stock by now. It was the one that went basically parabolic on the 21st from 3 to 13. So it is having a nice little gap up here. It's just, I'm definitely going to keep it on open, and it's definitely going to be one of the top like 3 stocks that I watch. OPGN, it's on the gap scanner. It's down like number 7 or 8 on the scanner, only gapping up 16%, but it's 5 million in float, and OPGN's just, you know, it's got a history of spiking. We've all probably traded OPGN if you've been here for a while, but it does have a history of gapping up and selling off, so that's something to be careful on. It does have room all the way to 558, the 200 moving average. It really needs to stay, yeah, it's probably not going to do much. I'd really like to see it stay above $2, but I mean, it's way down here to $1.62. I'll leave it on the list, but it's going to be like a back burner. SINT, man, this is sad. So yesterday, pretty sure I was the only one trading SINT yesterday. Let me pull over. Boom. Yesterday at 9:41, I took my first entry to $1.50. Was trading all in the $1.50, selling the 160s. I ended up losing 150 on it, so it wasn't like I was making money on it, but I was the only one trading it. But first entry, $1.50. This morning it gaps all the way to 378. Whew, that would have been nice. But oh well. Probably came out with some sort of news or filing or something. Definitely going to keep it on watch because it is, I'm pretty sure, super low in float. So it's the top gapper, 74%, 2.4 million float. So 2.5 million float. Definitely going to be watching it. TRL is the last one on the list. I'm watching the daily chart on this one. It's staying on this trend line. I'm waiting for it to pop above 483. I've had this alert set for maybe 3 or 4 days now. So just going to watch or wait for that alert to go off. And as soon as I see it up here in the corner, TRL, I'll know. And I'll see if, you know, can make another move. But that's it for my watch list this morning. So now I know let me get my other charts up here set up. So NNVC. What were my other 2 main watches? CBIL looks good. LEE. This one doesn't really look great, but we can stay above that. I don't have a chance. Plus, we got the 200 moving average at 209. Might have a little bounce there. Let's see. I know MGEN. Nope. I'm going to put SINT on that chart. MGEN on that chart. MYOS. Yeah, I'll put MYOS on that one. Okay, and now I'm going to switch the audio to Deck. He might not be on yet, but he'll be on, you know, just a minute or 2.
Good.
Oh, just now.
Morning, guys. How is everybody doing? It is Thursday, January 30th. We are slowly coming down to the end of the week, and we have 2 more trading days left before this weekend, so let's make the most out of them, guys. We know Thursdays can be very, very hot, and I want to make sure that we are taking full advantage of the market that we have. So, what are we seeing right now? What is going on at this time? What should we be looking at? What should we be focused on? Well, there are a good amount of options today, and I think one of these plays are definitely going to be taken on off. I think we're going to be seeing a nice spike today. It's been a little bit slower the past 2 days, So I think today is definitely going to be able to catch some fire. So let's go over everything. Let's get completely prepared about today, and let's make sure that you guys are ready to rock and roll. So 9:30 comes, we all good. All right, so what do we have here? Good morning. Happy Thursday, traders. We are back for another action-packed day of trading, and we do have a very solid list of stocks to choose from this pre-market. I'm looking forward to making some big money today. So get ready to rock, team. This should be a very fun morning. So, it's going to be I think a great one. We got to be ready. We got to be ready to get after it, make some money. What's better than that? Coming down to the end of the week, pulling the trigger, getting in, and making some big boy profit. Ow! It's going to be so much fun. As always, guys, as you know, we have February 3rd kicking on off in 4 days. 4 days. It's the time that you guys have been waiting for. It's the time that you guys have been really just saying, Deck, let's do it already. $100,000 account. I already started trading a little bit on the $100,000 account, but we know we are only 4 days away until the official kickoff, which is on Monday. So I'm super excited about that, and that's going to be coming on up very, very shortly. On top of that, as always, you got the scanners and everything good right here. Before we do move in any farther, I did come out with a brand new YouTube video last night. If you guys have not checked this out, I made a YouTube video. How much money do I make trading stocks? How much money do I make yearly trading stocks? If you guys have not checked out that video, make sure you guys go do that. You guys don't have to watch it right now, but make sure you guys go give that a thumbs up, leave a comment, and again, enjoy the video that we made. So, as I said, I've been working really hard on putting as much content out as I possibly can. I have another YouTube video coming on up as well, and I'm just going to keep on banging them out throughout the whole entire year. If you guys have any suggestions on videos that you guys want to see, definitely leave them in the comments, and I'll be sure to read them and go from there. So, make sure you guys go check out all that awesome stuff. Now, let's dive into our day. Let's talk about what we're seeing right here, starting with the market briefing. So worries over the spreading coronavirus are weighing on investor sentiment once again this morning, with U.S. stock futures are lower and world stock markets falling this morning. The Dow and S&P 500 are on track to post their second straight weekly losses since October. The Nasdaq could fall for 2 straight weeks for the first time since September. The Dow and S&P 500 are also on track to lose a good chunk of the remaining January gains at the open. However, the Nasdaq has been faring better in 2020 with an advance of nearly 3.4% in January as of Wednesday's close. So, if you guys, this has kind of been, I don't even feel like I need to go over this anymore, but this has obviously been the talk of the past week and a half, the coronavirus. Dow is set to drop 140 points this morning as coronavirus death toll rises and Facebook shares tumble. So U.S. stock futures fell sharply on Thursday as the death toll from the coronavirus continues to rise in China, stoking fears about the virus' impact on global economic growth. Around 8:37 a.m. Eastern Time this morning, Dow Jones Industrial Average Futures implied a loss of 140 points at the open. S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100 futures also pointed to steep losses at the open. China's National Health Commission confirmed on Thursday that the death toll has hit 170. With confirmed cases of the virus surpassing 7,700, cases have also been confirmed in places outside of China, including the U.S. The spread of the Wuhan virus isn't accelerating, but markets becoming more concerned about future earnings and economic growth as companies implement work stoppages to reduce the chance of disease spreading. So, they're saying right here the virus isn't accelerating in how many people are getting infected, but a lot of investors right now are worried because a lot of companies in China aren't shipping to China or getting items from China or having their stores open in China. And why is that? Well, they don't want to be shipping things back and forth and potentially be carrying some sort of disease and bringing it to your country. So that's why a lot of people are nervous for next earnings, especially if this continues to stay on, let's say for the next month, 2 months, 3 months. Imagine the whole entire earnings where we're missing out on, a lot of, possible China, China earnings and we can bring in a whole bunch of profit from China that now we're missing out on. So, that's why traders are really nervous of, the coronavirus. And as we've been talking about, obviously, it's another day that we have to keep our eyes peeled over on NNVC. Right? So we need to be keeping our eyes still peeled over on NNVC. So got to be watching that play once again today. This was the stock how I made my money yesterday. If you guys were not here yesterday, I did trade this stock right before lunch hours. So I didn't trade throughout the morning, but then I did trade right before lunch hours, and I was able to make $485. So NNBC $485 profit off the bounce after a $1 drop. I saw the stock at 975. This is a nice opportunity as it had old resistance here in the past. And here's my P&L. And I got in on this play right around 975 was my cost basis, and I sold up near around 990. I had 3,500 shares, and that was able to make a $485 profit. So coming out, another green day, up about $2,100 on the week, just warming up right here. So $2,100 on the week just from NNBC, and NNBC has been my moneymaker. So super excited, and NNBC may continue to be my moneymaker today. We'll see what happens, but I definitely have been focusing on these coronavirus plays because I realize how hot they have been. The Federal Reserve had interest rates hold steady at its meeting this week and tweaked its post meeting statement to reflect what appears to be a stronger commitment to nudge up inflation. On today's economic calendar, the government will issue the first look at the fourth quarter GDP at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, along with the initial jobless claims of the week ending January 25th. All right. So, if you guys were not here last night, what were some big things that we want to be aware of? Well, right now, if we kind of had to do a little bit of recap, we're obviously still aware of the coronavirus plays. I'm sure every single one of us know all the coronavirus plays by this time, unless you are brand new to chat. And if you are brand new to chat, simply enough, NNVC is the stock you want to be watching. But all these plays that I just posted right here are related to the coronavirus. And all these plays have gotten some sort of movement over the past few days or weeks because of that. Now, some of these have gone on very big spikes. Some of them haven't moved that much, but NNBC has kind of been the best one out of those plays. Are we going to be watching that play today? Absolutely. As long as that virus is still spreading, we still have to keep it on watch. Not going to say it's going to be a supernova breakout again, but we got to make sure we're aware of it as it could still possibly catch that fire. But the last 2 days on these plays have been getting a little bit slower, have been getting a little bit weaker, and it seems like traders are starting to resort back to the old strategy, which is find good hot press releases, play stocks for nice credible reasons. Definitely the trend has kind of died down a little bit on the super hot coronavirus plays. So we are starting to see some normal plays bringing some action and bringing some activity. Now, what do I mean by normal plays? I'm talking about plays that have, good press releases, plays that have some lower floats, and traders getting excited along those lines. So, what are we going to be looking at? What stock is going to be able to bring us some money? What play are we going to be able to attack today? And we are going to be able to come out on top. The thing is, we have a good amount of stocks to be able to choose from. Right now, not one mob play. Right now, not everyone is moving over towards the best play and saying this is the best one to, for everyone to be looking at. We don't have that yet, but we do have a lot of good options. What are these options? Well, let's dive into it all. So, we're going to be starting with number one right here, SINT. If we look at SINT, we can see that this stock has gone from 135, went on a nice spike all the way up towards around 385 before coming all the way back on down towards around 222. So SINT went on a beautiful spike. SINT went on a beautiful rip. SINT went on a beautiful run this morning. Now, this is an only 2 million in float stock. And as we know, the lower the float, the bigger the spike can be. So whenever we see stocks in this dark blue right here, we know that that stock definitely has a lot more potential to spike than maybe like a purple stock or a pink stock right here, because those are fatter floats, more bigger floats, and those are going to be harder to go on those nice big rips and runs. So SINT, number one top gainer, 2 million in float, currently up 55%. Why? What's the reasoning behind this? Well, if we look at SINT right here, we see that it announces an agreement toward a collaboration with Nissan Manufacturing. So, little side note, guys, this is not Nissan. I know there was that confusion before. I apologize. This is not Nissan. This is Nissan. Okay, I know can definitely, and I believe this is like a ramen noodle company. So, this is a big difference between going from driving cars to a billion-dollar company to a ramen noodle company. Okay, so big difference. But at the same time, guys, this is still an agreement press release. As we know, we have our keywords that we always like to be looking at, and our keywords that we always want to be focused on. And what are those? As always, let me bring those up. Here we go right here. So our keywords that we always want to be looking for is going to be out of this press release. What do we have here? An agreement and towards a collaboration, right? So if we look at our 3-star words, agreement, collaboration, both 3-star words right here that are bringing in some good hype and bringing in some nice momentum. So SINT, we see the word agreement, we see the word collaboration. We notice that those are both 3-star words. And what happens? SINT goes on a very big spike, especially because it's only 2 million in float. So since that stock is you know, only 2 million in float. That's why it went on a very big rip, very big run, and had some very good activity. Okay. So SINT, do we like this stock? Yes, we do. Do we like the press release? Yes, we do. Do we like how it's the #1 top gainer? Yes, we do. But what's the con about it? The con is that it's giving nearly everything back already, right? It did lose a lot of hype. It did lose a lot of momentum, and that's just because the stock gave so much back. All right, and when you give so much back, it doesn't attain or retain all the traders that could be on this play. And why is that? Because people think it's more along the lines of like a pump and dump, where the stock basically just shot on up and now it's coming all the way back on down. Like if SINT was able to hold $3, I bet you the stock would have a lot of attention, and the stock would have a lot of hype, and the stock would have a lot of momentum. And why would it have so much momentum? Because it's holding near the upper half of the spike. Once you see a spike and you go below the half line, so like right here, I would say probably like 287 is where I would give it. We want to stay on the upper half of this spike. So we just focus on this spike right here. We want to see the stock stay near the upper half because that means it could possibly go on a nice big breakout in the future on the way on up. But once we start cracking and getting lower and lower and lower, people become less, attracted to this play. They see it as, less value, and they're saying, oh, well, it's not going to be able to get that big time ripper run anymore. So SINT, do we like it? Yes, but the big con is it's giving so much back right now, it is losing a lot of attention. Okay? So what else do we have going on today? We do have MGEN. MGEN, this is a stock that has been moving on up. This is a stock that I alerted right at 7 a.m. this morning, and it was a little bit of an interesting play. Now, why was this an interesting play? Well, as we could see over the past few days, MGEN had a spike, had another spike, had another spike, and had another spike. Now, MGEN came out with probably the best press release all morning. The only issue with this is that MGEN has been spiking the last 4 days. So it could have been a possible sell the new, like play the rumor, buy the rumor, sell the news. So sometimes when we see stocks spiking previous 4 or 5 days before like a very hot press release comes out, when the press release comes out, it drops and falls apart. Now, why would that happen? You're saying, Deck, there's a really hot press release. Why would the stock drop and fall apart? Well, because the last 4 days it's been spiking, and this spike would have happened from this press release, but it already spiked the past 4 days. Like it's like if people already knew this press release was coming, which sometimes we do. Sometimes there's leaked information. Sometimes it's a rumor that this is coming, so everyone buys into it. And when the press release comes out, the price is already kind of priced in, right? The news is already priced in, so sometimes the stock drops on off, and you'll see that happen in the future. So that was my only fear on MGEN, that the stock has already been spiking from 74 cents all the way up towards $2. So when this news came out, I was like, hey, just be careful that this isn't any sort of buy the rumor, sell the news. And especially at the start of the day, we saw the stock go from 180 up towards around 210, and then it fell all the way back on down towards around 185. And I was like, oh, geez, okay, this may be one of those plays. And then out of nowhere at like 712, all of a sudden, boom, the stock got all that hype, the stock got all that momentum, and everyone came flooding in on this play. It was able to run all the way up towards around 295. Now, Deck, well, what was the press release that was so good behind it? Well, you can see right here, MGEN announces positive data. Already great press release. So we announced positive data in adult T-cell leukemia patients. So we have positive data that has to do with cancer. All right, so we have phase 3, positive data that has to do with cancer. Again, good 3-star words right here that are going to be bringing in a lot of hype. MGEN, since it's been a top gainer the past 4 days, traders are aware of this stock already. It already has good volume because the past 4 days, the stock has been moving up in a very consistent manner, right? So MGEN, good positive data. MGEN has a lot of attention towards it because the past 4 days. And with that being said, MGEN was able to go on this very nice spike and very nice rip. Now, do we like this play for a possible continuation today? Yeah, I still like this play. I think this play honestly has a little bit more potential than SINT because SINT, this stock is still fading. At least MYOS, or excuse me, MGEN is trying to find some sort of bottom. It found some sort of bottom right around this like 207 mark, and it's currently up towards around 221. So at least it's battling. It's trying to get its way back on up. 240 is the resistance line you got to get above. So 240 is the resistance line that was trying to hold up as support, but now it is holding up as some resistance. Now, why is it holding up as resistance line? How did I come up with 240? Well, first things first, guys, as you can see that when the stock shot on up, where did it bounce at? It bounced right around this 238, 240 mark. This is where I was thinking the initial bounce was going to be. But once it fell underneath it, well, that holds up as old support, holds up as new resistance. So that's where our resistance line is. Also, we look at the past chart history pattern and we scroll back. Here's that 240 mark. Look what's happening. Look what's happening all the way, back towards these areas, right? We got a little top right here, top, 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 top. So all throughout these areas, 240 is a really tough area that we, can have to break. If it can break above 240, old target, all the way up towards this old resistance, all the way up towards around 325. So that would be the profit target today, but 340 is not going to be an easy one to break. If we can break 340, we'll start seeing some good hype. We'll start seeing some good attention. But MGEN, that's kind of the main area, has to start breaking through. MYOS. MYOS, guys, I think this play is a sleeper pick. Yeah, what am I saying? Did I say something else other than, 340 or 440? Yeah, 240. This 40 mark right here. Okay, so if I said something else, I apologize. But yeah, 240. 240 is the area we need to break above. If it can break above, overall profit target would be all the way up towards around like 320. And the stock does have a great press release, does have a lot of hype towards it from the past few days. I like this play. We just need to get the buyers back in on this thing. All right. So we're all set, ready to go. All right. What else do we have here, guys? We do have a sleeper pick, which I think is over on MYOS. I think MYOS has a lot of potential to be able to take on off. I think MYOS could definitely bring in some nice, activity today. And why do I think MIOS? Well, it's a 4 million in float stock, not 6 million, actually 4 million. It's the number 2 top gainer. I know it really hasn't done anything right now, but MYOS does have a history of spiking. And right now it just seems like it's kind of just chilling, right? Like we had SINT already spike and fall. We had MGEN already spike and fall. And I feel like traders may just try to run over to MYOS. MYOS is going to have a lot of support right around this 180-ish mark, which is very nice. And it is going to have a lot of resistance right around this $2 area. This is a 4 million in float stock, and if it can break that $2 area, I mean, we could see MYOS really move. And I'm just looking back at the daily chart. I mean, I'm looking back looking back as far as I can, and MYOS doesn't seem like it's really above that $2 mark. Now that could just be trade ideas charts. Let me look back right here. I'm actually going to go over what's the 52-week high OPGN. What do we got? Or not OPGN, MYOS. What do we have here? 52. Oh, yeah. 52-week range is 202. So look at that, guys. MYOS 52-week range is 202. Okay. So 202, we could easily break that today. MYOS, that could easily break that mark. And why could it easily break that mark? Well, MYOS, this stock did have a partnership this morning. So partnership does bring in their hype. So announces a distribution partnership for their blockbuster canine muscle formula with Chewy and a leading online retailer of pet food and pet-related products. So, something I definitely want you guys to be aware of, partnership. Good keyword that you guys want to be looking at, 3-star word, partnership right there. So that is something that we definitely want to be ready for, definitely want to be aware of, okay? So those are the top 3 plays this morning that could definitely bring in some nice attention, definitely could bring in some nice hype, and we can go from there to see where these plays could possibly be going in the near future. Now, what else is there? What also could bring in the hype? What else could bring in the momentum? INO, this stock has been trying to move on up. Now, INO is related to the coronavirus. So that's the number 2 play, or excuse me, that's the number 4 play. And INO is more of a slow and steady mover. It is about 90 million in float, maybe a little bit more actually on Yahoo Finance. Regardless, it's a really big float. Did come up right here that says INO is collaborating with Beijing add vaccine to advance vaccine against new coronavirus. So, this is a coronavirus play, trying to get some activity, trying to get see some hype towards those plays and try to get a little bit of that momentum. So, same exact thing over on NNVC. OPGN, that was more of a quick little spike, come back on down. I really wouldn't be looking at that play too much this morning. I would really be focusing on SINT, MYOS, MGEN, and NNVC. These would be the top ones. Now, there is one other play I want you guys looking at as well, which is VVNT. And VVNT, this is a newer IPO. It came back on January 21st. January 21st is when this stock came out with its IPO, and it hasn't done too much the past 6 days, where it's gone from $10 to about $11.90, but it just went from $11 upwards around 17 last night. So this happened around 2:30 yesterday. The stock went from around this like $12 mark and started spiking, and it went all the way up towards around this like 17.50 mark last night. So that was like really a really nice move, a really big move. And since it's a new IPO, I mean, you never know with these type of plays. A new IPO could definitely get crazy, definitely get really wild, definitely make you a ton of money. But at the same time, you can also lose a ton of money. This is a play that I could imagine it going all the way up to like $20, $40, something insane like that. But at the same time, it is one that I could imagine it coming right back down to like $14. So it is something that we need to be ready for and something that we need to be aware of. It's going to be a very risky play, but at the same time, it could be one of those plays that could catch some fire and just automatically take on off. So a little bit of a sleeper pick as well, but keep that one on your back burner. That is something that you would want to be looking at. Okay? So let's set up our morning poll and let's see what we have here. So, what stock will do the best today, ladies and gentlemen? And is that going to be number one, SINT? SINT, number one top gainer, lowest float play we have this morning. SINT came out with an agreement and toward a collaboration with Nissan Manufacturing. Okay, so we have that. After that, we have MYOS, a little bit of our sleeper pick, not really doing too much. They had a partnership. Now, MYOS has not been above that 202 mark. You could look for a possible entry down towards this 180 area for the break of 202 and a brand new 52-week high. That's not a bad idea at all. MGEN. MGEN had the best press release this morning talking about positive data on leukemia studies. And MGEN, my only concern is that could be a possible buy the rumor, as the past 4 days it's been ripping and running, and sell the news. But MGEN is definitely one we need to be looking at. It's a hot stock trying to work its way back on up, break of 240, where we could see some good activity. After that, we're going to go with INO or NNVC, right? These are both coronavirus plays. So I just want to type out coronavirus stocks and, for example, NNVC or INO. And then last but not least, guys, kind of the little bit more of the crazy play, if it ever, popped on off in any sort of manner, which would be VVNT. And what stock would do the best today? Hey, let's see what you guys are thinking. So everyone, go vote. Go vote. See where you guys are at. See what the thought process is here. So stocks to watch today. These are plays that I just want every single one of you guys to be aware of, be looking at, and let's see what everyone is going to be focused on. Market opens up in about 2 minutes here, team. Should be all set for an awesome day ahead. Definitely looking forward to this one. And right now, it really just depends. Where is the mob going to go? Where is the activity going to go? Where is the hype going to go? Where is the big volume going to be going? Give you guys about 30 more seconds here to cast your vote. Switching out our scanners. All right, guys, cast your vote if you guys have not. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's see where we're at. Share the results. Stop the poll. Okay. So it's a little bit not any sort of clear-cut winner. We have SINT as our winner, followed by the coronavirus plays. Then we have MGEN, MYOS, and then VVNT. Okay. So it's not like we have a clear-cut winner right now. It is a little bit scattered in here. True. And again, if you guys have, some bigger accounts or are looking for options, Tesla that went on an amazing spike last night. Tesla went from 580 towards 650 last night. An amazing spike on its earnings. If you guys are interested in Tesla. Excuse me, guys. Ugh. Sorry about that. All right, we are ready to go. Woo! All right, so it's 9:30 a.m. We are all set, ready to rock. Looking forward to an awesome day ahead, and let's see what's going to be coming on up. So right now it is 9:30. As you guys can see, high of the day momentum scanner is where you guys want to be looking. First 20 count to show up is SINT. So first 20 count to show up is SINT, which is the number one stock you guys voted on. I'm going to be switching over to a 2-minute time frame, get a little bit of a better understanding of what's happening on some of these plays. SINT, first stock with a 20 count. We're starting to hit a 30 count, 31 count, 33 count. We have a high of the day up towards around 288. $3 is going to be some tough resistance, followed by a little 310 resistance. So 310 is where, again, my target would be if I were you. And again, amazing job, guys. I mean, right now, here's 294. Here's 296. Let's see that 310 mark. It surprises me every morning, or it doesn't like surprise me. It just never gets old to me that every single morning when we do this morning poll, 9 out of 10 days, you guys are right on the money. And that's, the one of the best things to me is 9 out of 10 days, you guys are right on the money. It cracks me up. So right now, again, beautiful spike, beautiful ripping so far on some of these plays. Got a little bit of crazy VVNT as well. All right, VVNT just a little bit of a crazy play. We want to keep that stock on our back burners, and that's one that could definitely get wild in a quick manner. So, that's going to have some strong $20 resistance coming on up, but at the same time, that stock could get a little wild. Look at VVNT right now, starting to go a little bit crazy. VVNT getting a little bit wild at this time. So this stock is going a little bit wild right here. Still moving on up, still getting a little bit of this crazy rip. This would be one that could possibly just shoot all the way up towards around that like $25 area soon over on VVNT. And VVNT, guys, really starting to move, really starting to take on off here. So this play getting a little bit crazy at this time. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay. I just had to whip out the big account for the moment. All right. VVNT just went on a quick rib. I just whipped out the big account for a moment, and I just made $2,863. So I just whipped out the big account for a moment and just made $2,863. If you're like, Deck, what? Were you in that play in pre-market or anything? I was not in on that play at pre-market. I just bought in at the break of $20. So I just bought in at the break of $20. You're saying, when did you get in? Here's my time, 9:31 and 58 seconds. I just saw it moving on up, and I just bought in on that play. So I just bought in on that play right there. I'll post this P&L for you guys. So there you go. Nice little play right there, $2,863. Whipping out the big account, and all I did was go for the $20 break. So again, I got in at 9:31. I was not in on this at pre-market at all. I just bought in a minute ago, and I just market ordered in at 21.21 and got out at 22.64. Man, oh buddy. So yeah, currently $2,863 on that play right there. And that's the way to kick off a day. So, and this is one I think just has so much potential. 2,000. How much was that one? And that was just off 2,000 shares. But I mean, that is, kind of a great thing about having a bigger account, of course. And we are only a few minutes in. Now, again, VVNT, That was kind of one of those plays that was just my back burner. Nice quick money. Thank you, buddy. I'm going to post this right here so you guys can, of course, see that. Oh, man. There we go. Big account coming in clutch. And, you never know with these new IPO stocks. You never know with these new IPO stocks how fast these can move and how fast these can take on off. Now, as I showed you guys, I was not in on this play in pre-market or anything. I just bought that stock because I saw it breaking the $20 mark. And I like these plays. Absolutely. I like these plays. Because these things can go on some massive rips, massive runs. So right here, we are all set. I'm cracking up. That's so funny. And I'm looking for more. I want more than that today. Uh, I know. Thank you, Scooter Pie. You're up over 4K, and you really haven't even had the kickoff yet. So right now, we are still all set, ready to go. And I'm still looking around. I had my one trade so far in the actual day of one trade so far on the actual day of VVNT. It's early. I mean, it's 7 minutes in. We just got to wait for a little bit of that next mob play. Yep, I'm up over $4,000 this week now. I've had $2,100 from I had $2,000 or $1,700, excuse me, from Monday. Tuesday I didn't really trade too much. Yesterday I made over $500, and then on top of that, guys, Tuesday was the day I had issues. Remember, so I didn't trade at all. That was the day I had issues. That's the day we walked away, and then today I was able to make 2,863. I'm actually closing in on $5,000 this week. Actually closing in on the $5,000 mark this week alone. So right now we are all set. Looking for that next rip, looking for that next run, looking for that next hype. CATB. Okay, let's get back in on this. We're at top gainer. Top gainer, where are we at? SINT. Trying to still slowly move on up. 310 is going to be some tough resistance. Right around that 310-ish area. That's, tough resistance on this play. Yeah, exactly, guys. And the thing is, what I'm saying, D Hamblin, the reason, as I said, sometimes on these lower float plays, if I say everyone go buy in on something, half the people are going to make money, other half people are going to get destroyed because people are going to lose in. I'm never going to sit here and pump a stock up and say everyone go buy or something like that. So on a quick little mover, I'll tell you about it, but it's up to you if you want to pull the trigger on that one. I'm not here to have a group of followers. I'm not here to have a group of followers and just tell you guys to buy and sell on every single area. I'm going to tell you what stocks are the best, but I want you to have your own game plan. We're not a whole bunch of sheep here. We're all wolves. So this is different than other, trading communities, other trading chats. We do it the right way here. So right now we are still keeping our eyes peeled, see where this hype's going to be going next, and I'm really just watching the high of the day momentum scanner, see what's going to catch on fire. VVNT is still kind of catching my eye if this one starts U-shaping on up. Thank you, Desert Dwell. Thank you, buddy. SINT, small little flag still. Here, MGEN. LIT. Also, a little heads up, as you guys know, we do have a nice update coming. I believe it's going to be tonight. Chat room's going to be open 24/7 from now on. So how do you guys like that? We're going to be having, chat room's going to be open in 24/7 from now on. I believe our update's going to be tonight, and you guys are going to be all set, ready to rock and roll. Yeah, do you need the keywords? No problem. I'll post that right now. Over on those keywords, caller. I got you, boss. There you go. So those are the keywords. LLIT getting a little bit of action. How's NVCN right now? Woo! There you go, Rapid. Rapid's joining the profit party today. He's been trading Tesla. That's been big. All right, guys, little sign note. DTSS. DTSS starting to move a little bit. This is the best mover I'm seeing at this time. It's gone from $2 up to $2.85. Any sort of news on this play? Let's check it out. Just put it up on the level 2. The stock is starting to get a little bit of heat. January 30th announces a corporation with Dragon Gate Investment Partners. The DTSS, 4 million in float, starting to catch a little bit of fire right now. I am not in on this play. Just a little heads up. I am not in on this play, but DTSS is catching a little bit of fire at this moment. It is going to have strong resistance if you look at past chart history pattern at 340, 350. Look at this right here. Really strong resistance because this is where it hit on the past. This is where it hit on the past. This is where it's hit on the past. So right here, you may see a little bit of a pullback, but this is because of that area right now. But DTSS just went on a $1.50 spike. 350 is going to be resistance. I am not in on this play at this moment. Just a little heads up, but it is catching some fire at this moment. Oh, we're about to get halted. DTSS getting halted. It's going to get halted any second. Watch the halt scanner because you see all the bids are stacking. The ask, and there it goes. All right. So DTSS starting to get some activity right here. I told you today was going to be fun. I told you today was going to be a good one. So I love it. I love what we're seeing so far. I love this activity right now. And I love, whenever we get these massive spikes, whenever we get these massive moves, whenever we get these massive rips, it just brings in, so much hype. I get so excited about it. And why do I get so excited? Just because these stocks, just can go on these awesome climbs. And when these stocks come on these awesome climbs, just it's breakout territory. So right now we have a 5-minute halt ahead of us, guys, and then we're gonna have we have a 5-minute halt ahead of us, and then we're looking forward to seeing what's gonna be coming up next. So I'm looking forward to all this. And now if you guys saying, all right, Deck, hit me, DTSS, what's the news again? DTSS, this stock just came out with a corporation with Dragon Gate Investment Partners. Corporation, basically, a partnership, agreement, working together, collaboration, right? Anything along these lines. So that's what's bringing in some good hype over towards DTSS. We just want to be ready for this play. So where would the bounce play be? Bounce play, I think, is going to be if it falls. If it falls, it's going to try to hold up at around 350, but I think it may actually come back down a little bit lower, maybe towards like 310, just because of how fast it is of a mover. So I'm thinking more, yeah, kind of right down towards more around that like $3 mark for that bounce. If it does come on back on down, and then if it does keep on spiking, I mean, the sky's the limit, guys. If this thing does keep on spiking, sky's the limit on this play. I think that play could definitely get hot and really start taking on off in a stronger manner. So there's a lot of potential on these plays. I'm really excited about these plays. Yeah, money bags with an IPO like VVNT, is there a way to look for form or support, or do you just look at yesterday's close? I just look at yesterday's close, to be honest. So I look at yesterday's close and go from there. So this stock got halted, guys, at 942. That means it's going to get unhalted at 947. So it's going to get unhalted at 947. $3 is going to be our support line if the stock comes back on down. This stock looks like it's going to be having a gap up, though. Looks like we're going to be seeing a gap up at this time. So DTSS halted. Solid news. Low float. High alert. So this play, you have two different options right here. You're either going to be saying to yourself, hey, deck, let's look for a bounce play back down towards either 330. You have two different areas, 330, which is kind of the old consolidation, or all the way back down to $3. Now, I'm going to probably be looking down, me personally, more down towards the $3 area. And why is that? I'm already up $2,800 on the day. I don't need to get risky here. So I'm already up huge on the day. I don't need to get too risky here. But this stock does look like it's going to be gapping on up. Traders that look like they're going to try to push this up towards around the $4 area. The stock is getting unhalted in 1 minute. 1 minute. All eyes over here, guys. All eyes over here. So right now we're staying smart. DTSS going to be getting unhalted, guys, in about 30 seconds here. Bounce plays are back down towards around $3. If the stock opens on up, watch for the stock to possibly be taking on off right at the bell. So if you guys are, again, looking for that play at right when it opens, it's going to be risky. I would at least, maybe look for a bounce play down towards like 375. If you're like, Deck, I think this is going to take off. I do think it's going to have a gap up, but it's risky. $5 would be your target. Here it goes, guys. DTSS. High alert right here. Let's see, or if it's going to be a 10-minute-er. Ooh, it might be 10 minutes. Let's just keep it on watch, though. Maybe 10 minutes here, but it's starting to jump a little bit. I don't want it to be one of these weird ones. Yeah, it looks like it may be a 10-minute halt. Okay, so it may be the possible 10-minute halt right now. So we got about 10 minutes, but this is where a lot of eyes are going to be, and it's going to be tricky. I mean, what I am doing is going to be looking for this bounce play. We're going to have support back down towards around 330 and $3. If it does have a gap up, most likely it's going to be around the 330 support area. I will look for that possible bounce play, and go from there. So we're looking for this stock to get unhalted at 1052. 1052. Right now, VVNT also back above the $20 mark. So again, VVNT starting to U-shape a little bit. I'm just going to, of course, keep my eyes peeled over on an IPO like that because I know things could definitely get crazy over there. Oh, not yeah, 9:52. So 9:52. 1 hour halt. Yeah, no, it's 9:52, not 10:52. I apologize. 2 minutes. 2 minutes, guys. How's Tesla doing? Tesla trying to work its way back up to 650. 650 was yesterday's after hours high resistance. Good job, Iggy. Good job, Rapid. I know these guys are loving, playing these bigger plays such as Tesla. Tesla's been an insane stock the past 3 months. In the past 3 months, Tesla has gone from 254 up towards 643. It's moved over $440, right? It's moved, almost $400 Tesla in the past 3 months. So, that's not a normal thing to see. That is not a normal thing to see at all. That is insane. So, Tesla's been an absolute beast. Right now, we have about a minute and a half until DTSS comes to life. So a minute and a half here. Last 30 seconds now. 30 seconds, team. I know you guys, I'm going to put, also, again, you Tesla traders, I'll put TSLA on the bottom level 2 here. So TSLA, bottom level 2 at this time. I know DTSS, I'm looking more for the bounce, as you guys know. If it has just a straight gap down and starts falling, I would look for around $3. If it gaps up and then falls, I'd look more around 334. Here we go, guys. 5 seconds on this play on DTSS. $5 is the ultimate target. Looks like we're going to be gapping up here. And we should be back to life any moment. Here we go. 440. 440. Gap up and trying to hold on up. If it does start spiking, $5 is your target. If it does come back on down, I'm looking more towards around $3. But there is the $5 touch. It looks like it's about to get halted again. DTSS 493 high of the day just got halted once again. Anyone get filled on that play? Anyone get filled? I know you guys are probably freaking out if you guys are. Woo! I knew today was going to be hot. I knew today was going to get spicy. So right now, DTSS, shout out to you guys and enjoy these gains right here. Private, what are you getting filled at? 311 and 312? Oh my goodness, Josh, you are probably freaking out at this moment. So awesome, awesome work. Zilch fan, can I cry on your shoulder? Only if they're tears of joy. So right now, if you guys are stuck in this halt right here, $5 does have some resistance. You probably are going to have a gap up above it, though. There you go, Zilch fan. I'm happy they're tears of joy. So right now we are going to either be in another 5-minute hold or a possible 10-minute hold. All right, so hopefully it's a 5-minute hold. We don't want this play to just be one of those plays that just gets halted left and right every single second, right? Those are always the most annoying ones where you keep getting halted left and right every single second, can't ever get out of a play. I know right now you guys are probably loving life, having so much fun with it, but at the same time, I know it gets very annoying when you are just trying to get out of it, and sometimes it's getting halted, and you're like, "Come on, get me out, get me out, get me out." The good news on this play is that we are seeing TD Ameritrade, work out perfectly. I have not had any TOS issues. Has anyone had any other TOS issues? Past few days, they've been pretty solid. Tuesday was the day that I had to walk away because I was so frustrated with them, and I was just like, I can't even do this. But Tuesday was the day I was really frustrated with them. Today, seems like everything's been working great. So DTSS got halted at 9. What time? Let's actually look at this. I don't think the hold scanner showing the time it got unhalted. So we got unhalted, or we got halted at 9:52 and 53 seconds. If you guys never know what time the stock got halted at, just bookmark this link. Bookmark this link right here, and it'll just show you. This is the Nasdaq current trading halts. When I pop off, da 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 da. Man, I love this day. I love Thursdays. You know, the last 2 days was slow. That's usually how it works. If the last 2 days were slow, traders are going to be like, all right, you know what? Let's start seeing some action. You know, everyone's over, guys, on DTSS. If you're like, hey, can we play SINT? SINT, I definitely understand why you'd be looking at it, U-shaped pattern. But to be honest, everyone's over on DTSS, right? So traders are still over here. Traders are still, watching this play. Also, don't forget, VVNT is breaking $21 or trying to break $21 at this time. So VVNT is trying to break through $21 at this time. Yeah, I know M-Friends, and that's a good way as well. Right now, my E-Trade, you can see the E-Trade, though, doesn't have the time. But I know a lot of time and sales do have that. So right now, DTSS, going back to that play at this moment. I'm seeing that this play got halted. 9:52. If it's a 5-minute halt, we're going to be getting unhalted very shortly here, guys. And again, this would be getting unhalted right around this. Excuse me, the bounce play could be at right around this like 395-ish mark. It may actually go a little bit lower. This is where we're starting to get a little bit more tough with our bounce play. And why is it going to be a little bit more tough? We just have more areas that the stock can bounce at. We can bounce at the old, this area. I would probably say $4. DTSS is live. We could probably bounce at $4, or we could bounce at the 340-ish mark. There's a couple different areas where we could bounce at this time. It looks like right now, ooh, that came right down to $4, right back up to $5. Look at this. So right now, DTSS is a little all over the place. DTSS is a little bit all over the place at this time. Tons of volume, tons of activity. Right now, you can see it's trying to hold up right along that $4 mark. So right now, it came right up to $5. Then it came down to $4, back up towards $5. This thing is definitely crazy. $5 is natural resistance. If it starts falling off the map, again, I would still look for that possible dip buy. And honestly, I mean, I'd be nervous. This would be a little bit more of a dumpy play. So I may look for a dip buy super low. Right now, I'm not in on this play. Right now, I am not in on this play. And I know some of you guys are starting to turn over to NNVC because NNVC is starting to get some hype. I'll put that on the bottom level too. Right now, DTSS still trying to hold. Again, bounce play. I think the starting bounce play would be down towards around 340, and then it would be all the way back down towards around the $3 mark. Buying in at $4 is a little tough because yes, that's working right now, but if that cracks, it's gonna fall big. So right now, guys, awesome job on DTSS. And a lot of people I know have probably made a good amount of money on this play so far today. Yeah, there you go. I haven't even checked over in Profits Chat, but I would love to see again. You guys rack up Profits Chat over there and see how much you guys are making on these plays. Right now, we're seeing DTSS starting to get a little bit of that pullback. RKDA also getting a little bit of volume. RKDA still, getting a little bit of volume. RKDA just get halted. That's a little bit of an ugly chart setup. And why do I say it's an ugly chart setup? It has so many areas of resistance. 340. I mean, let's look at all these upper shadows. It's gonna have so much, so many tough areas to be able to break through. So I mean, it did just come out with news, as you guys are seeing. Thank you, AVK. We want to look right here. RKDA. The stock just went from, again, RKDA is not that big of a spike yet. It's gone from $5 to 543. If someone has a link to any of that news, please let me know. I'll look on. Let's see here. RKDA. Yep, it did come out 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, 1 minute ago. It says announces over $3 million in preseason good hemp seed purchase commitments. So it does have over $3 million in purchases of commitments coming on up. So this is why that stock's running. Chart pattern's a little ugly though. Chart pattern is a little ugly. DTSS just got halted on the downside. And honestly, yeah, I think if there's going to be a bounce, it's going to be all the way down low. All the way down low, honestly, towards like $3. You might say, Deck, what about this area around like 340? I think it's going to give a little bit back first. I mean, we will see. We will see. It's a tough time. Tough play. Village fan, I'm having a hard time sitting on my hands. Can you cut them off? I mean, the thing is, if you keep over trading, kind of, a part of being a trader and part of learning how to trade, it's not anything I ever want, you guys to go through, but I feel like we all do, which is what? Which is all saying, hey, if we overtrade, we usually end up losing. If I chase a stock, I lose. I always think about it. Imagine if you get a puppy, right? You get a puppy and he goes to the bathroom in the house. What do you guys do? Well, you can either spray him with some water, you may give him a little slap on the butt, you may yell at him, whatever the reason is, but that puppy kind of gets upset and says, oh, wow, I'm getting yelled at because I just went bathroom in the house. Hey, I'm not getting yelled at when I go outside. So, what are you kind of feeling? Hey, I lose my money when I overtrade. I lose my money when I chase. I lose my money when I get emotional. Next day, you don't get emotional, you don't chase, you don't do something some rookie mistake like that, and you say, "Wow, now I'm winning." So that's how I kind of think about it. Obviously, like I'm a little bit of a weirder guy, but at the same time, I think about it as we make mistakes. We see those mistakes only hurt us. So what do? We change because if we don't change, we're just going to keep getting yelled at by the Wall Street and keep getting smacked. So that's how I always think about it. It's like we can make the same mistakes over and over and over, and we can't be confused that Wall Street's taking all our money. So if you're a trader that's saying, "Well, how am I losing today?" There's a reason behind it. And if you make that same mistake again tomorrow and say, "How am I losing?" You're doing the same mistake. That's like a puppy going to the bathroom in the house, getting yelled at, and saying, "Why am I getting yelled at?" Right? And then every single day, just keeps going to the bathroom in the house. It's like, "Ow, ow! Why are you hitting my butt?" Hey, man, I don't even know. Wonder, water. So right now, DTSS is live back down towards around that $3 mark. We're going to keep this on watch. NNVC, that is still one we want to keep our eyes peeled on as well. And NBC starting to come on down. DTSS, not there yet. We still have VVNT consolidating. VVNT still trying to consolidate. Awesome work, Mel. 2 trades, 2 wins. Right now, we're just kind of looking around to see that next big profit. Clay, just a little heads up, Clay, you're over in profits chat, but also just because I'm here right now, awesome job with your $242 profit. Good job all around right here. E-Bunny, $115. Staraj, $1,300. Awesome work there. Crazy Legs, $623. Taylor Trader, $600. Robert, thank you, buddy, for the support. Iggy, banging out about $540 today. Awesome work. Clay, 242. Here's my 2,863. Moneybags, 275. Monjera, 180. Rondo, 700. Dan Lee, 710. Leventi, 157. Jonathan, 223. Trade Life, small little loss of $50. Hey, I know you're going to bounce right on back like that, right? Ziljafan, $400. That's the way to do it. Joe, 2,760. Keep it up, team. It is early. We have a lot of time to profit. Still keep my eyes on VVNT. I am not in at this time, but I am still keeping my eyes on for a possible uptrend on this play. So I'm still keeping my eyes on a possible uptrend on VVNT. I am not in at this time, but a little heads up for you guys. I am keeping that play on high watch on my end. DTSS, watch for the stock to fall on down. Could look for a small little bounce play still. I think all the way back down towards around the $3 area. I think if this stock, DTSS keeps falling, I think we go all the way back down towards around the $3 area. I'm trying to have a big day today. I mean, I'm up a good amount right now, but at the same time, I want to try to push this a little bit. I want to see how much I can, be able to make. See how much I can grind out here. So I do want to be looking for the possibility of that $3 bounce play. That's what I want to be looking at. So that's what I'm still keeping on next. NNBC, not too much. SINT. SINT is having trouble at the 200-day moving average. So notice SINT having trouble at the 200-day moving average right here. So 200-day moving average at this time. This play is, again, looking for a nice rip, nice run, having some good activity and having some good hype behind it. So SINT needs to break that 200-day moving average. The issue is that the stock already broke it once, came back on down, and now it's sitting below it. We can't be sitting below that line. SINT needs to get above that 200-day moving average to really start getting some activity. DTSS. Again, DTSS is trying to hold up a little bit of support right here around this like 340-ish mark. I want it down towards more around this like $3 area. I think $3 is going to be a little bit better, but it's trying to hold up a little bit right around this 340 mark. NNVC starting to get a little hype. NNVC guys starting to get a little bit of attention. Little heads up. We do have some strong resistance right around 1125 though. Or actually 1130. 1130, that's that resistance line right there. So NNVC, I'm going to put this one on the top level too. I'm going to put DTSS on the bottom level too. Right now we're rocking and rolling, just kind of waiting for that next trade. But this is why I love the mornings so much. Mornings are so hot. The mornings are so awesome. We can always see so much, good activity in the mornings. Little side note, guys. If you guys did not check out last night, I did come out with a brand new YouTube lesson that says, hey, how much money do I make trading stocks? It's a fun lesson. Go check it out. I show my P&L from last year of 2019. Take a second, give it a thumbs up, support the channel, support the team, and leave a comment on what video you want to see me do next. So if you guys have not checked that out yet, I just posted that last night. So some of you guys may have not seen that yet. How much money do I make trading stocks? And again, thank you for everyone who did check that out last night, gave it a thumbs up, gave it a quick little post, and went from there. So I always appreciate that. Bob Adams, how come the VWAP is different for different time frames? I thought it was supposed to be the same for every time frame. It is supposed to be the same for every time frame. So let's see here. Like if we have, let's look at, let's just pick a stock right here. Let's go with SINT. I add the VWAP right here. If I add the VWAP, where is it currently? 291 on the 2-minute chart. Okay, let's go to the 1-minute chart. 291. Okay, let's go to the 3-minute chart. Where's it at? 291. So Bob Adams, make sure you're checking, check your platform and make sure it is the VWAP, because that's very important. It's the same on every time frame. Maybe 1 penny off, maybe, but it should be the same. Little sign of RKDA, guys. RKDA. This is where volume is starting to head over towards now. RKDA. This is where volume's starting to head over towards. Let's keep our eyes on this. This is on the top level 2 right now. Top level 2, RKDA. Small little bounce would be back down towards its old open area of 543. RKDA, why I'm not a huge fan of this chart setup right now. I'm not a huge fan. It has a ton of resistance it has to break. If it ever could do that, that would show crazy strength. The thing about RKDA, it was 2019's biggest spike of the year. So in 2019, RKDA went from $5 and spiked all the way up to $67. So it was the biggest spike, or one of the biggest spikes last year, RKDA. And that's why whenever it comes out with news, people always get very excited about it. So people always get very excited whenever they see RKDA start coming on down, or come out with news, because it was such a huge spike. And NVC, guys, still trying to creep. Coronavirus play, coronavirus leader. Let's just kind of type out some plays right here, because I know you guys may be confused on stocks to watch. Right? What are our stocks that we should be watching? NNVC, coronavirus play, currently hitting a new high of the day. Supernova from the past few days. This stock could definitely pick up volume again. Very easily, this stock could get some hype. DTSS, watch for that $3 bounce, or around 310. I think that still is in play. It's not going to be the best bounce play in the world, but at the same time, I think this stock still has a lot of potential to go on a nice rip and run. I would still say keep your eyes over on VVNT in case that ever gets back above $20. I think that could get some hype. And last but not least, I would say keep your eyes peeled over on SINT. So these are the stocks that I would say you guys want to be watching. These are the stocks that I would say you guys want to be focused on, as these have some of the best bets to be able to make you guys some nice profit today. Right now, we're definitely seeing good volume. Stocks are bouncing around a little bit, though. Bouncing around a little bit from here and there. Right now, NNVC starting to move on up. NNVC starting to move up at this time. We're getting a little bit of hype still over on that play. DTSS still coming on down. And as I said, I'm going to look for a small bounce play most likely on this play. If this stock does start coming back on down, look for a smaller bounce play. See if I can get a little bit of a pop off that. And then after that, NNVC is where I'm looking. Yep. Also, if you guys have not learned about options, make sure you guys go to the video library. Go to the video library, search by name, type in options. You guys have the options bootcamp #1 and the options bootcamp #2 right here. So if you guys have not watched these, make sure you guys go check them out. We do have 2 option lessons right there. Right now, I am currently not in anything at all. Currently not in anything at all at this time. Number one top gainer SINT is looking for the rebreak of $3. DTSS still looking for a small bounce play off $3. And then CBLI, not too much there yet. Just kind of looking for the best play. MGEN trying to work its way back on up. That has to break through. That has to break through that 240 mark. So MGEN has to break through 240. That's when that stock can start getting some hype. NNVC probably has the most volume as of now. So NNVC probably has the most volume as of now, and you can just play that uptrend. Play that uptrend, possible bounce play at the VWAP. Right now, we are seeing NNVC with a little bit of a crack. So right now, guys, sit back. Right now, we're okay. Right now, we are okay. No reason to get in on anything for no reason. We don't need to put ourselves in a position just to lose. Let's sit on our hands at this time. We'll see what's going to be coming on up in the near future. Right now, I'm just sitting back right now, kind of waiting for the play. As I say, guys, we have 8 hours throughout the whole entire day. All you need is 2 minutes where you see you have higher reward than you have risk. That's it. You know, can we finish our day sometimes in a few minutes? Absolutely. But all this is stock trading. It's just an 8 hour period where we're going to have ups and downs and lefts and right, and we're going to have thousands of different stocks. All we need to do is find one stock that we have higher reward than risk. And that could be coming at 9:30 in the morning. That could come at 10:45 in the afternoon, or at 10:45 in the morning. That could come at 2:30 in the afternoon. That could come at 3:03. It could come at any random time. But all it is we have an 8 hour time frame, an 8 hour window where all we want to do is just pinpoint one or two plays where I know if I hop in on the stock, I'm going to come out profitable. That's all stock trading is. So don't feel like you have to trade at 9:30. You don't. Don't feel like you have to be able to make this much money in a certain amount of time. You don't. You have an 8 hour slot where all you got to do is find a stock you like and be able to pinpoint a price where you have much higher reward than risk when you hop in. If you do that, consistently, you're consistently going to make money. You're not going to win every single trade, but you'll consistently make money.
Alright, guys, I'm about to wrap it up. RKDA just pulled back. I'm very disappointed. Man, I was up really good on DTSS. Let's pull the chart up real quick. So I jumped in well, actually I jumped in as it was moving up, way before the halt. 325, yeah, selling at 353, 350, 51, 50, 49, 97, and then jumping back in 96, 96, 96, 96 for the halt, and then selling coming out of the halt 410, 24, 25, and then I jumped back in for that halt and basically lost $1 a share almost. So yeah, I mean, I was up $2,000 on the ticker. I don't know how much I was up down here, like $3,000 on the day or something. So as of right now, I'm sitting down 1,000 in the simulator. I do have 2 pen and paper trades I gotta log later. DTSS is coming up now. So I'm gonna watch this for just a second. If it breaks the VWAP and pops up here to $4, I might jump back in. But yeah, I mean, dang, I should have just stayed out of it. I love jumping into halts, but I should have known right there at $5 would be strong resistance. And look, at $4.99 is the high. That's ridiculous. I had a sell order at 5 for I think 3,000 shares out of 5, and then poof, get filled at the bottom. Halts are they can be scary. Let's see this thing pop. I don't know what my boy's doing back there, making all kinds of noises. Probably tearing the house up. The bid's moving up. 72, 71, 72, 70, 71. Oh, screw it. Let's just jump in and see what happens. I made a little bit back, not much. Well, about $500. So, there we go. So made 500 back there. If it breaks above VWAP and breaks above $4, I think it'll spike. $82, 50, ooh, 55. 5,500 bidder at 580. Bids 82, 83, 80. Oh, just dropped down to 80. That 55's gone. 70. Okay, little pullback there. I'm gonna end it here. I'm not gonna jump back in anymore. So as of now, I'm down 577 on the simulator. He is jumping on the couch, and I got 2 pen and paper trades I need to log. So that's gonna be it for today. I'll be back tomorrow, the last day of January, and then remember February 3rd, which will be next Monday. I'm going to reset the account to 30,000, and I'm going to have some strict rules I'm going to follow. So I'm not going to be trading, 70 times a day. Not really. I mean, I traded 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tickers today. I think I'm going to try to make 3 to 5 trades total. So, I mean, that could be 1 stock, it could be 2 stocks, it could be 5 stocks, but I'm going to limit my trading. I really got to dial in my skills if I'm going to fund a live account. Today I was DTSS. If I would have been up that much on DTSS, I would have definitely walked away with that money. I got to learn to not be so greedy and go from 3,000 in the green to 1,000 in the red. So I've really got to learn to dial it in. Thanks for everybody who's watching. We're going to end it here. Y'all have a good day.